bring you through the starter. Okay, we have again another really favourite dish of mine, and it isn't a morning classic, it's more of a cayenne classic. Slightly spicy, great for the summer. We have hot and sour lobster broth with shellfish, some Asian greens and some rice noodles. Unbelievable lobster broth. We went all the trouble of taking the guilt away for you having maybe to dispatch a lobster. We've done it for you, and we've made this great broth. Loads of Thai aromats in there. We've got some galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf. I could list a load of ingredients, but trust me, it is really, really fresh and really, really beautiful. We have a little tub of shellfish here, and the shellfish is, we've got queen scallops, we've got some lobster, we've got some prawn, and we've got some crab. We've also got in these little pots is rice noodles, greens, a little bit of fresh tomato, lime juice at the very end, and some chilies. Even though there's a good bit of kick inside the soup, the chilies, like me, I like spicy grub. The other half mightn't like it as spicy as I like it, but we have chilies that you can add as much or little as you like. And also at the very end, we're going to put in these herbs. So we have coriander already chopped up for you, and scallion. I don't think the basil is as forgiving to chop as the coriander will be, so you're just going to have to run your knife through that right before we serve it. Couldn't be easier. So first of all, get your broth, heat it up. I'm really fussy because I'm a chef, but I hate like any sauce or any soup boiling. You bring it up to the boil, take it off. It's just a pet hate of mine, I'm sorry. And then the easy part of this is as well, is your bowls, okay? Bang it into there, and then turn that into there. Same with this one, so you get your noodles in the bottom. There you go, like so. Now, what's going to happen with these, when I pour the broth in this bowl, it's going to cool the broth down, because all the heat's going to get sucked in and heat up the bowl. So we're going to pop these bowls with the seafood in the oven about, I'd say, 2 minutes before you're ready to serve, just to get the chill off them. This is where the fights start automatically. He got more lobster, she got more lobster than I did. But there's plenty of greens, plenty of shellfish in there, and again, there's a massive amount of flavour inside the broth. Cut your lime into 4. We're going to put the lime at the very end. Again, it's what you want. You want it really, really fresh. You don't want it too sour. It's up to yourself. You have to control a certain amount of this, and then also run your knife through your basil. You get all the potential out of it. Soup's coming up to the boil, and have a glass of wine and introduce the wine this week. So we have this week is Holy Seal Sauvignon Blanc. It's actually on a summer's day. It's great with food. It's actually just great on its own. Absolutely cracking wine. It'll go well with both courses. It'll go especially well with the main course, and I'm actually enjoying it. Oh, that's great. The only problem is only one bottle here. So if you're going for the whole package, definitely that's my recommendation for wine of the week. So I'm going to pop these bowls in the oven, let it go for 2 minutes, and then we're ready to serve. Okay folks, bowls have been in the oven for 2 minutes. All the garnish is in there except for the scallions, coriander, and also the basil. Chilies and limes we can do to taste, and also you can get involved in that. Every palate's different. So we have our lovely broth, and I guarantee you that is, the smell of that is unreal. Give it a mix round, because sometimes the broth can be thick. So pour the broth in like so. Don't pour it all into one bowl and then have to try to fish it out again. This was a really, really, really brilliant selling dish in Cayenne. We also had a hot and sour prawn or lobster sort of broth on, and the reason being is when we were in Roscoff, it had a Michelin star, and then when it sort of transcended into Cayenne, it had a bib gourmand in the Michelin guides, because back in the day, a lot of Asian restaurants didn't get recognized as much as they do now in the Michelin guide. But we use all the principles and techniques of cooking really serious, like European grub. So that's like a really, really great lobster consomme or lobster stock. And then we just put all these Thai aromats in it. It's very, very simple. So to finish, These herbs, once they hit the hot broth, just come alive. And then I'm going to do one with chili because, let's face it, get a sweat on. And then our lime juice, definitely get one in there, at least one. Pop her in there. Same with this one. And then I would serve these two on the side, these in like so, and then chopsticks if you want to eat the noodles out of the bottom of your lobster hot and sour broth with shellfish, Asian greens and rice noodles. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So okay, we're on to the main course, and what we have for the main course is, again, is very much a crowd pleaser. We have some medallions of monkfish, we have some braised lettuce with peas, bacon and some wild mushrooms, and we have some lovely pea mash. Little sauce here, which is a red wine sauce, which generally you think, well, wouldn't go with fish, but realistically it's great. There's some monkfish bones used in the sauce, some shellfish, some star anise, some red wine, a little bit of sweetness to cut the acidity. All these ingredients will go absolutely amazing together. So first things first is we take our little braised lettuce, peas, also as well as we've got some lardons of bacon in there, we've got some pancetta. These will come with the lid on, you don't need to be that curious and pop the lid off, it's all going to be in there. Pop them in a preheated oven for 10 minutes and that gives you plenty of time to do everything else. Our pea mash, we're just going to send over into our secret cupboard again, into the microwave. Everything's done for you. Just loosely put the lid on. Basically 2 minutes before you're plating up on a high heat, you'll pop that in. Sauce can just go into a pot like so. The sauce is quite strong and it'll not take a long time heating up. So my advice is try not to burn it. Okay, so we can set that on the back, turn on our, and then just put it on one, and then we can always turn it up and heat it near the time. We've got some pea shoots here to go with our peas and our pea theme and the garnish. So the monkfish itself, we have marinated that in a little bit of oil and some thyme and garlic. So we'll just pop that on a tray. Again, in Roscoff, monkfish was probably one of our best selling fish. Just bring our little medallions together again. Keep these because when we're cooking the monkfish, we're going to finish it with some roast garlic, lemon and thyme. And then we're going to put one of our pans on here, frying pan, non-stick, very important, and put up at the high heat. Again, I've talked about it before, just pat dry. Of course, wouldn't be us without a good whack of seasoning. So cracked black pepper. Monkfish take a little bit more pepper than other fish. Salt underneath. So the monkfish is just going to get done totally and utterly in the pan. We're going to cook it. We're going to let it rest. It's going to release some of the natural juices. And then we're going to finish it with some garlic. The garlic's already been pressed and crushed. Some lemon and some thyme. And we're going to cook it in some rapeseed oil. If you don't have rapeseed oil, you can just use light olive oil, or else you can use extra virgin olive oil. A lot of the videos we've done previously, we've put oil and butter together. This shows what sort of temperature the pan's on. But this monkfish, we're going to cook almost like a seared scallop. We're going to cook at really, really high temperature. Our pan's just getting hot now. I'm going to have a glass of wine actually. This video will be out for next weekend. It'll be Father's Day, which is a really important weekend. Not because it's a summer solstice or it's Father's Day. It's because realistically there's going to be a lot of football on. And for me, who hasn't had any football for a while, I can't wait till the Premiership starts. So Father's Day is going to be an exceptional weekend. Also, as well as we're going to talk about a special that we're going to be doing for Father's Day, for a perfect gift for Mourne. So if everybody's stuck for a gift for their dads, because let's face it, dads are important, is just think about how much a dad would love a lovely bit of monkfish, so a bit of smoked salmon, a nice bottle of wine, or even one of our squid kit, pile of kits, some lobster. There's plenty there for a perfect gift for Mourne, and you don't even have to leave the house to make sure he gets it. Okay, so our pan's on there. I'm gonna have a little slug. I generally tell you that you put butter in there and it's going to tell you when the pan's ready, but as you can see the already how it's separated there, you can see that it's almost good to go. The pan is up to heat now. You'll know when you put the fish in, you'll hopefully hear a nice healthy sizzle. Don't lift the pan off the heat, but it's good to give it a little shake. Monkfish are really great selling fish in Mourne Seafood Bar. It's local, it's totally sustainable. We use all the parts of the monkfish. We get monkfish in, we use the monkfish cheeks. We cut them down, put them into fish cakes, put them into seafood chowder. All the stock we make for our pilot kits always will have monkfish bones in there. And any sort of trim we have in the monkfish again goes in their seafood chowder. It again is a very, very versatile fish. So the monkfish itself is going to be cooked 80% on one side, and there's no need even to be nosy or look at it. We're just going to let it tick over. Our sauce here, while we're babysitting this, we can see it come hopefully up to heat. I'm going to bring it up to number 5. Yeah, it's cooking nicely there. Again, don't feel that you have to lift your pan off the heat. With no butter in this for a reason, because we want it as high as possible. With a good quality olive oil, it'll not give the same colour butter would give, but it'll not burn like butter would burn. So you can see now our monkfish got a nice bit of colour on it. Like so, that's exactly what you want. We're going to pop that over, that piece. Like so. Like so. I can turn that heat off. And then I'm going to put our mash in the microwave for 2 minutes at a high heat. So just to finish this monkfish, I'm going to put a little drizzly oil on it. Monkfish is basically ready. And we're going to drop these lovely aromats that came in the bag in there as well. All them pan juices on there. Monkfish is almost like a self-sauce and fish. You know, it's just, when you let it relax, it just releases all those beautiful juices. Not get in trouble for burning anything. Set that like so. 10 minutes is up for this. Garnish here is ready. You can see it's come up really beautiful. Mushrooms, peas, bacon, some wild mushrooms as well. All the crowd pleasers. And like so. Any excess juice there, I'm just going to put a little bit on that to moisten it. Keep on sort of basting that fish. Sauce is ready. Sauce at the last minute. Nice sheen of the sauce, and we're just going to grab our mash. So mash is ready, and traditionally in Roscoff we'd have a spoon and we'd put a nice little sort of quenelle, which is like a rugby ball shape piece of mash at the back. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put a nice little smooth shape of this lovely pea mash at the back of the plate. We give you plenty of mash, okay, so you can serve the rest on the side. Most important thing is it will taste amazing. And then we get the star, our little monkfish medallions. And then our little sauce here. This is what a sort of dish we would serve back in the day in Roscoff. Some pea shoots to continue the theme on the peas. A bit of oil in that, just to help spread up the sauce. There we have it, folks. 2 beautiful dishes from Roscoff. We have medallions of monkfish with pea mash, braised lettuce, peas, lardons of bacon, some pea shoots, and a lovely red wine star anise sauce. Enjoy.